பக்கத்துல இருக்கிறது. Audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I start?
Yes, sir. You can start.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. Prayer.
Okay, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनामतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Please
you.
open your eyes.
Oh, thank you. Once again, good evening, one and all. Now we are discuss yoga props. Yoga props is important to the yoga therapy. Using props makes yoga therapy easier. Disease heal quickly. Can do even difficult exercise easily. The use of props in yoga can completely transform the practice and open up an almost infinite range of possibilities. They can make poses more accessible, help you target specific muscles groups or sections of movement, or even make a pose more challenging. Some examples of where props can be really helpful, including using. For example, next slide. A chair. Chair is one of the yoga props. A chair to adapt standing poses. Stand backs to add weight for an enhanced passive state. Blocks for stability when you cannot otherwise reach the floor. blasters are straps for support to avoid overstretching. Okay. Next, modification. Human body composition is not the same for every person. Body weight structure varies from person to person, and everyone can easily do all the exercise by making modification in yoga practices. To make the to make the asanas simple, the modification will help us a lot. If we are beginner, the modification helps to do the asana and get the minimum benefit. In yoga therapy, we use more modification. Every individual are unique in their own way. Everyone can't do can't do all the asanas in classical way. For them, modification will help us. If we are advanced practitioner, we can modify the asanas in advanced manner. Next slide. Stick diagrams. Stick diagram is one part of the yoga therapy. Stick diagram in yoga and help help us to understand and note down the pose in easy way. By practice of putting more stick diagram will help us to learn the pose more easily. Next, yogic diet. Yogic diet is based on the yoga principles of purity, sattva, non-violence, ahimsa, and balanced living. It consists of foods with sattvic qualities, which increase energy and create balance in the mind and body. Okay. Next, nadis. According to the traditional health sciences such as Ayurveda and yoga, all living things functions based on the life energy known as prana, which circulates in the body through the stable pathways known as nadis. Prana can circulate only when the nadis are clear and strong. When the nadi system is black, prana cannot flow. And a person's physical and mental health are negatively affected. The main nadis, Ida Nadi. Ida Nadi called the left channel. Ida Nadi starts in the Muladhara chakra, following the left and weaving in and out of the chakras before ending in the left nostril. This nadi represents mental energy. Pingala nadi. Pingala nadi referred to as the right channel. Pingala nadi also starts in the root chakra but flows to the right, weaving in and out of the chakras in mirror image of Ida Nadi and ending in the right nostril. Pingala Nadi is origin of prana. Sushumna Nadi, the central channel. Sushumna Nadi runs straight up the spine and through the chakras from just below the root chakra to the Sahasrara chakra. This is the Nadi of spiritual awareness. In yogasanas, breathing exercise and chanting are among the tools used to help circulate the prana through the nadis. Next, chakras. The chakras are believed to be the centers of life force energy in the body. The body contains 7 major chakras from the base of the spine to the top of the head. Each of the chakras contains the different energy. For example, the root chakra is grounding and governs emotional balance, while the heart chakra is the center of compassion and unconditional love. Different asanas can target specific chakras such as for example, we are see chakras. Root chakra. Root chakra, it is called basic chakra or fundamental chakra. Next, spleen chakra. Swadhisthana. What is Swadhi? Swadhi means pure rain water. It means reproductive hormones and high level energy. Next, Manipura chakra. Manipura. What is money? Money means priceless gem. Navamani. Pura means place. Priceless gem or priceless energy place. Heart chakra. Anahata chakra. Ana plus Gadi. Anagadi chakra. Ana means non-stop. Non-stop vital sound. It means non-stop vital energy movement. Throat chakra or Vishuddhi chakra. It means Vishuddhi means V means big, superior, supreme energy. Vishwanadam, Vishwarubam. V means superior, big. Shuddha means purification, filter. It means very supreme energy, high level energy point, filter point. Negative energy filter region, this region. Third eye chakra, Ajna. The chakras called God eye or third eye. Next, Sahasrara chakra. Okay. Chakras yoga often uses the asanas employed in Hatha yoga because they keep the body and spine aligned, which helps liberate and balance the flow of chakra energy. the modification, chanting, and pranayama relax the mind, reducing stress and increasing vital energy. Next, Nadi Pariksha. The 72,000 yoga nadis are different from this Vaidya nadis. Yoga nadi is different. Vaidya nadi is different. Ida, Pingala, Susumna, these are yoga nadis. Vaidya nadis, Vada, Pitta, Kapha, these are Vaidya nadis. One second. The nadis of nadi here is energy. Here is Pancha Bhuta energy. Nadis means Pancha Bhuta energy or energy function. Nadi Pariksha means Panchabhutas energy level diagnosis method. Panchabhutas function balanced, it's okay. Healthy stage. Okay. Nadi Pariksha. Nadi Pariksha or pulse diagnosis is ancient Indian techniques of diagnosis through our pulse. Physical, mental, and emotional imbalances and disease can be accurately diagnosed. Nadi Pariksha tells the root cause of health issues. Philosophy of Nadi Pariksha. Panchabhutas control the activities of the human body and also control the behavior of the mind. When the balance of Panchabhuta changes, it affects body and mind. Panchabhutas are divided into three parts to control the activities of the body. Panchabhutas also restore and organize the functions of the body. Vata, Pitta, and Kapha are the three type of nadi. Oh, next slide. Next slide, please. This is called three dosa diagnosis or nadi pariksha. The combination of the three dosa are Vada. Vada means air plus sky energy. Pitta, fire energy. Ayurveda called Pitta means fire plus water. Kapha energy, air plus water. This picture is correct picture. Now we Nadi Pariksha do practically. Please, one second, wait. Please come, sir. First technique. If you have Nadi diagnosis, first follow this technique. This technique is help to easy diagnosis. thumb finger. பக்கத்துல வாங்க. Check. This is thumb finger. End of the thumb finger. Below 1 inch. This is thumb finger. Ending point below 1 inch. This is Vadanadi. Vadanadi, Pittanadi, Kapanadi. Index finger, read Vada energy. Vada energy means air plus sky energy. Middle finger, read Pitta energy. Pitta means fire. Ring finger, read Kapha energy. It means earth plus water energy. Nadi's function, this movement, this position. Love, tap, love, tap, love, tap. This correct, this is Vadanadi. Vadanadi function correct level, 1 feet length. Up, down, up, down. This movement 1 feet length. Okay, correct level. It goes to 1.5 Vada increase. It means air plus sky energy increase. For example, Vadanadi function properly. Low function, low level of weight size. It means Vada energy decrease. Pitta energy, Pittanadi, correct level of weight length. This is correct level. It's increase 1 weight length, Pitta increase. This is correct level. 1 weight, off weight length is correct. It increase 1 weight length, Pitta energy increase. It means fire energy increase. Next, Kapanadi. Kapanadi function level, correct level, quarter weight length. Kapanadi, Vadanadi function, this movement, up, down, up, down, up, down. Pittanadi function, up, down, up, down. Kapanadi slowly function this area. Left, down, left, down. This is quarter length. This is correct. Now, this is correct method. This method is correct. Index finger goes to below index finger, thumb finger end region below 1 inch. This place is thumb finger. This is ending area below 1 inch. This is Vadanadi. Next, Pittanadi. Next, Kapanadi. Proper Nadi Pariksha method. This is correct method. This is correct method. This is wrong method. This nerve is diagnosis nerves, this point. Fix the finger. This position. This is correct position. This is wrong position. Mild pressing. For example, you check Vadanadi, mild pressure to index finger. These two fingers only support, not press. Only this finger, mild press. Okay, this is his nadis function properly. For example, you diagnosis Pitta nadi, middle finger only mild pressure. This two finger only support. Okay. Thumb finger support this region. Okay, this is proper Nadi Pariksha method. Okay. Okay. Next.
Sir?
Sir. Yes.
Sir, it should be on the right hand or left hand, sir. Is it any specification for male,
Very
female?
correct question. Okay. Male diagnosis right hand. Female persons you diagnosis left hand. This is correct. Doubt clear, ma'am? Hello? Audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, we are goes to Unit 2. Application of traditional Indian medicine systems and therapies. Please share PPT. Okay. Okay, Ayurveda. Ayurveda is 5,000 years old medicine system. It is Indian medicine system, traditional medicine system. Ayur means life. Veda means knowledge. This is pure medicinal knowledge system. Medicinal knowledge, uh, takes medicinal knowledge, life. It is a system of medicine. The system is Panchabhutas energy based medicine system. All traditional medicine system follow Panchabhutas energy. Panchabhutas energy balance level. It means healthy body. Panchabhuta level imbalance, unhealthy. This is very simple technique. Next, Ashtanga Ayurveda. 8 parts of Ayurveda. Ashta means 8. Anga means part. This is 8 therapeutic method in Ayurveda. Each branch specialized in its own way. The Ashtanga Ayurveda or specialization of Ayurveda. Next, Kaya. First one is Kaya Chikitsa. This method is Vakpada method. There are 2 methods. This method is Vakpada method. Kaya Chikitsa. Kaya means body, physical body. It's physical body, general medicine, treatment of metabolic errors and disorders and other disorders. Okay. Next, Bala Sigitsa or Bala Pritya, pediatrics treatment method, treatment techniques. Next, Graha Sigitsa. Graha Sigitsa, particularly psychological level problems, psychological problems treatment. Utvanga Sigitsa or Salakya Tantra. This technique is treatment of disease affecting ear, nose, tongue, throat, head, eyes. Simple word, ENT treatment, ENT therapy method. Next, Salya Tantra or Salya Sigitsa. This method is totally full surgery techniques. All types of surgery, open heart surgery, skull surgery, all types of surgery discuss this area. Agada Tantra or Visha Chikitsa, toxicology treatment of disease. Okay. Next, Jara Chikitsa, geriatrics treatment of old age related problems and diseases, anti-aging medicine, immune related, immune system related techniques or medicine, rejuvenation treatment. This is Rasayana or Jata Chikitsa. Vajigarna treatment. vriksha or Vajikarna. Totally, these techniques only improve our vitality, energy, improve immunity power. Discuss this. This treatment is Vajikarna treatment. Next, Susruta method. Susruta techniques. Salya Chandra, surgery. Salakya Chandra, ENT problems. Kaya Sikicha, general medicine. Bodha Vidya, psychiatry treatment. Kumara Pritya, pediatrics. Ahada Chandra, toxicology. Rasayana Chandra, geriatrics. And Vajikarna treatment. Next, dosas. Ayurveda is called, there are 3 dosa. The universe as a whole comprises the 5 natural elements, mainly earth, water, fire, or air, and ether. The combination of these 5 elements constitutes the 3 specific dosas or energies in human beings. Next, when the dosas are in the imbalance, that help in achieving a better quality health. However, when not in balance, they can cause dissolution and various adverse effects in human body. Although all 3 dosas are present in every individual, generally 1 or 2 are dominant than the rest. Next slide, please. It is a Vada energy, or Vada dosa. It is a type of energy that constitutes of air and ether and is associated with movement, creativity, impulse. A person having Vada dosa in balance will generally within and light, taller, rough, and dry-skinned, impulsive, lively, and creative. However, when out of balance, the individual tends to be hyperactive. They experience lower back pain, insomnia, nerve-related problem, and psychological problem. The Vada gunas or Vada characters of an individual are defined as dry, rough, cold, light, subtle, mobile, and clear. Pitta dosa. People having Pitta dosa are generally strong within medium. Pitta means fire energy. Fire means particularly Ayurveda called fire and water element. People having Pitta dosas are generally strong within medium build, fair, freckled skin, good digestion, and great intelligence. They are also warm and good digestion makers and are hence often present in leadership positions. Next, Kapha dosa. Kapha dosa consists of water and earth, reference structure, stability, and particularly Kapha dosas maintain our body temperature, manage our temperature. It increases immunity power. It's help to easy movement. Okay, next. Dinasarya. Ayurveda follows this method. Ayurveda is very important method, Dinasarya. Dina means daily. Sarya means principle. You can follow daily principles. Okay, next slide. Dinasarya principle, first principle. Simply, we have discussed this principle. Yearly wake up 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. This is main principle. Excretion of wastages. This is main principle. Brushing the teeth daily, regularly. Cleansing of eyes, ear, nose, and mouth. Bathing in pure water. Next, practice you practice yoga regularly. Next principle, eating only when in hunger. Noon meals between 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Dinner time 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Sleeping time 9 p.m. This is Ayurveda Dinasarya principles. Next principle, additional principles. Usbana. Usbana means taking water. What copper water is best? Ayurveda called copper pot water is best. Next, Danda Davan. Brushing teeth, scraping tongue. Next, this is benefits of Danda Davan. Next slide. Okay, next. This slide is Danda Dava benefits. Please note it. Next, Anjana. Anjana is one of the Dinasarya principle. Next, Kavala and Gandusha. Kavala and Gandusha means goggling, oil pulling. You follow regularly. This is benefits of Kavala and Gandusha. Thumabana, medicated smoking. Next, Abhyanga, oil massage. You do regularly. Murta Taila, it means applying oil over head. This method is very beneficial method. It's help to head related disease, for example, headache, migraine is cured. At least you follow weekly twice. Murta Taila is a very effective therapeutic method in Ayurveda. Vyayama, yoga practitioner. Okay. Ubatan, skin applications. Next, Stana, bathing techniques. Benefits of, next slide, benefits of bathing. Next, rules governing intake food. This is the Dinasarya technique. Next, Ayurvedic diet. Our food is acting as medicine by giving the required energy. Wrong food habits will spoil our health by spoiling our digestive system. Healthy foods for consumption, green vegetable. Ayurveda called take more green vegetable. Fruits, whole grains, amla, greens, and green crops and sprouts. Procedures to be observed while consuming food. Combination of food is observed nowadays. Such habits gives nutrition to body and gives extra energy. But a certain combination of food turns out to be poisonous and spoils the digestive system. Some are listed below. Milk and fish should not be combined. Milk and fish should be combined. This is poison. So you avoid milk and fish combined. Milk, honey, urda should not be combined. Combined with non-veg diet. Milk, honey, urda should not be combined with non-vegetarian diet. Honey and ghee should not be combined. Greens and curd should not be combined. This is poison. Okay, this is next slide. Next, Panchakarma. Panchakarma. Pancha means five. Karma means techniques. It means Panchakarma means five cleansing techniques. First one is Vamanam, Vrechana, Pasti or Basti. Nasya, Rakta Mokshanam. Vamana Chikicha or Vamana Kriya. Breathing and digestive problems arises in the body when kapha is accumulated. Vamanam means vomiting and hence eliminating the waste of the body. This is the Vamana technique. Okay. Brechanam. Next slide. This therapy is for the pitta anomalies in the body to clean the stomach of the patient. Herbal medicines are given which causes diarrhea. The wastage in the body will be removed and the body will be cleaned or purified. This treatment rectifies the digestive problems. Next, Vasti. This is enema treatment. There are two types of Vasti, Anavasana Vasti or Kasaya Vasti and Kasaya Vasti. Next, Nasya Sigitsa. Nasya Sigitsa is cleansing ear, nose, eyes, totally head region purification technique. Next, Rakta Mochanam, blood purified techniques. Next, Siddha medicine system. Siddha medicine system is 5,000 years old medicine system in South India. History researchers wrote that Siddha medicine is more than 5,000 years old. Siddha word was formed from Sit. Sit means pure knowledge. Siddha means pure medicinal knowledge or pure medicinal science. It is one of the best medicinal system discovered and developed by many siddhas and over centuries has been traditionally followed and practiced people all over South India. Next slide. Next. Siddhas very clearly and mentioned in the books about Siddha medicine system. The methods, Siddha treatment methods, techniques, and the process to prevent disease. My next principle, this is a main principle, everyday routine activities. Ayurveda called Dinasarya, Siddha medicine system called Nal Olukam. Nal means daily, day. Olukam means principles. Okay. Siddhas talk about quantity and methods of eating food, significance of physical labor and exercise, methods of taking rest. For example, Janasarya, Rudhucharya, and one second. Mainly follow Janasarya, Rudhucharya. Okay. Philosophy of Siddha medicine system. The fundamentals of the Siddha medicine are based on the operations of 5 key elements. All Indian traditional system follow this philosophy. The operations of the 5 key elements is water, earth, air, fire, and sky energy are also present and functions in our body. Siddhas call அண்டத்தில் உள்ளது பிண்டம், பிண்டத்தில் உள்ளது அண்டம், அண்டமும் பிண்டமும் ஒன்றுதான் நாமே அறிந்து நாம் பார்க்கும் போது. It means universe is macrocosm, human body is microcosm. Each of these 5 key elements in our body does its function in order to maintain our good health. Many functions and systems occur in the body, such as respiratory system, body temperature, digestive system, blood circulation, heart functioning, excretory system, secretion of hormones are all happen due to the movements of the 5 elements. 5 elements are separated in 3 major divisions. It is Vada dosa, Pitta dosa, and Kapha dosa. Already we have seen. Okay. Next main principle. Pini Anuga Vidhi. It means a prevention of diseases. First principle, drink cow milk as a medicinal purpose only. Okay, one second. Audible, sir? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Drink cow milk as a medicinal purpose only. Take oil bath twice a week. This is main principle in Siddha medicine system. Avoid sleeping in the daytime. Siddhar is called Pakalurakam Ahadu. It means should we avoid daytime sleeping. Audible, sir? Some network problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next principle. Never hold or compress a natural objects. Next principle. Sleep on your left side lying position. Drink water diluted buttermilk. Drink water diluted buttermilk. Eat only when hungry. You take Vamana Kriya every 6 months. Okay. Next. Next, everyday routine activities, Nalolukam. Already we are discussed. Siddha medicine system principle, Ayurveda medicine system principle, mostly 99% person? Same. Okay, thank you. Tomorrow we are discussing. Any doubts, sir? Thank you, one and all. I thank to our HOD study giving this opportunity, giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Hello.
Is it audible?
Yeah, audible, sir? Is it? Hello.
Is it audible?
Yeah. You have advised, sir, like do not eat two types of food one time, like curd and vegetables and green vegetables. How can it possible? Because North Indians are using like kadhi and buttermilk with the vegetables. Usually they are eating both types. How can you avoid the two types of food like two grains? Okay, sir. Have you got, sir?
Hello. Hello. Sir, tomorrow we are discuss, sir. Sir is waiting.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Hari Om. Good evening to one and all. We are very happy to be with you for the betterment of the field of yoga. We feel proud of you that more than 650 participants you registered in this arena. It would be not only helpful for your academic promotion, particularly doing PG and PhD, but also it will be very much essential for your NET exam also. So use the opportunity appropriately. And today we are going to see research process. So I am Dr. Ilangovan, Professor and Head, Faculty of Yoga, Sciences and Therapy, Meenakshi Academy of Higher Education and Research, deemed to be University, KK Nagar. So you could have heard 10 days back that Finland is the world's happiest country. More than 150 countries participated in the program. They selected Finland is the best. We, India, we are at 136th place. That means we are not that much happy. That is the data shows. So somewhat better than last year. Last year we were 139th place. Somehow we improved to 3 places ahead. So how they could come across that Finland is the happiest country in the world? It is. And another study a few weeks back it was done on diabetics. Those who are having diabetic problems, they had one research project. In that project, they divided the diabetic patients into 3 groups. The first group, they have to walk, and they will be given incentives rupees 20 per day. 20 rupees if you walk. That group is known as incentive group. And the second group is they won't give money. Only they have to do walking. That is known as monitoring only group. And the third group is known as control group. And they found, after doing research, if we give incentive, then the performance will be great. That is another study. Recently, there is yet another study on Iowa University. Resistance training, if you do, you can have good sleep. Resistance training means almost the strength training. Resistance training can be divided into 3 types: calisthenics, isometrics, plyometrics. You should not think that doing weight training or some other equipment we can do resistance training. Yoga also can play as a resistance training. So those who have done resistance training for certain period of time per day, certain period of duration, definitely they will have good sleep. That we found in the recent research findings. Yet another research study, Yale University, what they found at last, if you do mindfulness meditation, you won't have the habit of guiltiness and negativity in your attitude, in your behavior. So what we could understand, you know very well, many of them, they feel guilty, and also 99% of our thoughts are negative thoughts. So if you do mindfulness meditation, everything will be get rid of, and you can be a godly like person. That's what the Yale University research findings tell. So these are all some of the examples of research articles, research findings. Recently we had, in the year 2018, you know very well, cancer is the most dangerous disease in the world. Yoga won't straight away, it will helpful to get rid of cancer. Many of them are thinking like that. It can be a complementary therapy. But in 2018, in that 1 year period, throughout the world, 163 articles, scientific findings were found through yoga. That is a credit for us. So what we could understand, if I tell in an ordinary sense that yoga is good for diabetics, yoga is good that promotes resistance, meditation is the #1 meditation technique in the world. If I tell like that, some they will accept or some they won't accept. if you do research, if you tell the facts scientifically, then the whole world will accept. That is the important concept that we could come across. In those days, we had some facts, but the facts were done by the persons who used their own body as the laboratory, experiential science. Now, experimental science is dominating the world. For your kind information that in yoga, in the year 1851, N.C. Paul, he is a Bengali physician, West Bengal, allopathy medical expert, West Bengal, allopathy medical expert. He done a research on 1851 and he found that yoga is very good for sleep, to overcome sleep disturbances and to overcome depression. That was the first evidence we are having in the modern world, 1851. Again, in the year 1937, Yale physiologist Kavur Behanan, he done a research on yoga and he found that Ujjayi Pranayam is very good for relaxation. Of course, many of our Hatha yogis, they used to tell Ujjayi is good. But scientifically, we have to prove. There we need research. Again, in the year 70s and to 90s, Dean Ornish, a US cardiologist, medical expert, allopathy expert, what he found that meditation is the #1 remedy to overcome stress. That was the finding of Dean Ornish. Again, in the year 1970, we are having Christopher Gills. He organized a world conference in India, in New Delhi, and he invited, in the year 1970 itself, he invited around 55 Western scientists and 800 Indian experts, and he organized one conference and he proved that yoga was scientific, and it is scientific now. So these are all some of the findings that we could come across. So mere saying, mere facts won't be good that much. One minute. Now let us go for the meaning of research. There is some problem, you wait for some time. Okay. Now let us see the meaning of research. Research is an endeavor to discover intellectual and practical answers to the problems through the application of scientific methods. Research is a careful and critical inquiry in seeking facts or principles. It is a creative and systematic work of enhancing knowledge. Research is an intellectual process of discovering, developing, and verifying knowledge. It is a planned procedure of collection, analysis, and interpretation of data. These are all some of the examples of the meaning of research. And at the outset, what is the aim of research? The aim of research is to find out the truth which is hidden and which hasn't been discovered as yet. That is the meaning and that is the aim of research. And what is the need of research? Why we need research? Why we should not depend on the facts? Why should we need new findings? So previously, there was a thinking that yoga won't be helpful for promoting strength. That is one of the physical components. Now they are proving that Iowa University, that yoga is a strength training. When you compare Tai Chi with yoga, yoga is more strength oriented, of course. So there are so many needs of research. It is needed, research is needed for academic promotion. It is needed in order to avoid stagnation. We need research. In order to overcome the misconceptions on yoga, we need research. In order to promote marketing strategy, already I told you mindfulness meditation is the #1 meditation in the world. It is 50,000 crore rupees industry now, that one particular meditation. 50,000 crore industry. In order to hail as a profession, to overcome problems of the people, sufferings of the people, the difficulties undergoing by the people, we need research. We ought to fulfill the objectives of the society. For all these things that we need research. Of course, what is the nature of research? It is a specific plan or procedure. It has its own plan, its own procedure. You can't deviate from that. And it is based on empirical. Empirical means observation, observing evidences. And it provides valuable facts. That is the nature of research. Then what is the scope of research? Scope means benefits. Scope means merits. Merits of research. Benefits of research. So many benefits of research that we could come across. It solves social problems. It guides social planning. It avoids superstitions. It protects social welfare. It provides new knowledge. It verifies old facts. We can't avoid the sayings of Patanjali or Tirumular or Ganda Samhita or Hadayoga Pratipika. We have to accept. By doing research, we can establish that those facts are real, scientific. And research provides intellectual joy. It is very much needed to have source of livelihood. It disapproves lies and uphold truth. It is very much needed for better discernment. Discernment, judging correctly. Discernment means paguttarivu. And it improves teaching and learning process. So these are all the benefits of research. If it is so, if we want, now we could see what is the meaning of research, what is the aim of research, what is the need of research, what is the nature of research, what are all the benefits of research. So you may have the liking to go ahead of doing research. If you want to be a good researcher, there are certain qualities that you have to fill it up. That you should have analytical mind, why, where, when, how it happens. Intellectual curiosity you have to have. Skills you have to promote, that is writing skill or speaking skills or doing skills, and your communication ability should be appropriate. And also discipline, we have to maintain discipline scientifically, and innovative approach that we have to go ahead. Global outlook we have to have, what is going on throughout the world. And also presentation skills that you have to have. So these are all some of the qualities that you have to develop if you want to be a good researcher. Here in this forum, we are having so many PhD scholars, even MSc holders, and research is one of the paper for MSc students, second year students, and they have to undergo a thesis. Then only UGC will accept that the degree is appropriate and acceptable. And PhD, you know, it is a must. And now we are going to have the types of research. What are all the types of research? In one angle, we can have it as fundamental research or pure research or basic research. The second type is applied research, and the third type is action research. In one angle, we can have three types of research. Fundamental means the same, pure means the same, basic means the same. What do you mean by this fundamental or pure or basic? It is merely gathering knowledge for the sake of knowledge. It is documentation, discovery, and interpretation. Fundamental research is mainly on scientific theories. It helps us to have know-how of future, maybe qualitative or quantitative, but no immediate solution you can have. You have to wait for long-term concept that you have to wait. It promotes applied research. If applied research is to be the order of the day, we ought to know about fundamental research. Without fundamental research, we can't have the glory of applied research. So fundamental research is not only theoretical, but can also be scientific. For example, these coronaviruses is a new concept for us for the past 2 years. Before that, we don't know what do the meaning of coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic. We were not aware of that. So if we do on research on COVID-19 pandemic, if you collect the facts about coronaviruses, what are all the causes for the problem, what are all the symptoms, what are all the complications, what are all the remedies, if we want to know theoretically, that will be come under fundamental research. With the knowledge of that fundamental research, now we can go for applied research. Applied research is nothing but finding a solution for an immediate problem or immediate to develop techniques and also technology. Fundamental research is, it will tell you the theoretical aspects of one particular data, one particular. Suppose if we want to do how to overcome these corona viruses, how to overcome this COVID-19 pandemic, what is the suitable medicine, what is the suitable yogic practices, asanas, pranayama, meditation. If we want to find that particular remedy, we ought to undergo applied research. We have to do research, scientific findings we have to. And action research is more of local nature, classroom setting. It is not applicable to the universal facts. It won't be applicable for the whole world. Of course, applied research is applicable for the whole world. If we find a new medicine for coronaviruses, then it will be very much applicable for applied research. For example, if it is action research, means why Chinese are suffering so much because of coronaviruses? Because many of the countries, they came out from corona problems. Even India, we came out from that sufferings. But China, still they are suffering. Of course, 254 countries are there. Why China alone is suffering? That facts are applicable only to China. That is action research. If it is applicable throughout the world, then it will be known as applied research. For applied research and action research, the basic facts are being produced by fundamental research. And in another angle, we can classify research into observational research, descriptive research, and historical research. Observational research means knowing and recording, that's all. We have to observe. It is not experimental, it is non-experimental, more theoretical, more descriptive. And it is an act of noticing and perceiving. Just you have to observe, that's all. It is often qualitative in nature and more prone to bias. So it is a basic concept of this observational research. Now we come across that there is a thinking that we may be affected by fourth wave of COVID-19 pandemic. 3 waves we come across. Whether fourth wave will come or not, whether it will affect Indians or it will affect others, or fourth wave won't be coming at all. If we observe in that area, that is known as observational research. A descriptive research, it is more theoretical. What is happening? It is fact-finding and reporting, that's all. The meaning, real meaning of descriptive research is fact-finding and report. Collect the facts and report. And understanding in depth, you can have descriptive research. There won't be needed hypothesis. Of course, if we want, we can have a hypothesis. Otherwise, no need to worry about hypothesis. And the descriptive research includes survey and case study. Descriptive research can be 2 types, survey method and case study method. Survey means in India, how many cars are being handled in a family? We can do survey. If you take Dubai or United Arab Emirates, how many cars are being in a family? 3, 4, like that. If we do survey. Now a few weeks back, we had kidney day. How many Andhra people are suffering with kidney problem? Why Andhra people are having more kidney problems? Why adolescents of Andhra Pradesh are having more kidney problems? If you do research, that will come under survey method. Case study method is exploring and analyzing a particular person, a particular family, particular organization, particular country, particular race. If you do research, then it will be called as case study. Why Iyengar yoga is #1 fitness method in the world than other, so many schools are there. Why Iyengar yoga is that much popular? Why diaphragmatic breathing is excellent? Why Surya Namaskar is the best yogic practices, king of yogic practices? Or why Krishnamacharya family are dominating in Hatha Yoga? Why Bihar School of Yoga? Why Kuvalayananda is so popular? Because he was the first person who done research, published an article in the year 1944. And his institution is the #1 institution in research in that particular period, 1918 onwards. Why he is so much popular in yogic research? We can do, but we won't encourage that much on descriptive research because that usefulness will be less. If the whole world is to be benefited, then we ought to go for this experimental research. Then comes historical research. What do you mean by historical research? It is searching facts of the past, descriptive, more theoretical. It will describe more on population, situation, phenomenon, more qualitative oriented, not statistical oriented. It reach insights. It may not be reliable. That's why we won't encourage that much on historical research. It may mislead facts. So we can have observational, descriptive, and historical. And in another area, so far we had seen descriptive, historical. Now we come across this experimental research. This is very famous now. Whoever doing this research, they will be more applauded and also laudable, their performances, because this will help the whole world. Why is happening? Why coronavirus affects so much in the world? What will happen if the variables are controlled or manipulated? In order to test hypotheses, in order to find out the cause and effect relationship, in order to find out the relationships between independent and dependent variables that come under experimental research. For example, Covishield, that is the medicine that is very popular in India. They had done research and they found that it is good. Why Makarasan is very much needed for the COVID patient? Why Yoga Nidra is good for them? Why diaphragmatic breathing is good for them? If we can do research on these categories, for example, those who are suffering with COVID-19 pandemic, coronavirus affected persons, you select 60 persons, you conduct a test, you ascertain that they are having problems, sufferings, they are all suffering with coronaviruses, you found, you ascertain, you make it sure, then divide that 60 into two groups. One group is known as experimental group and another one is known as control group. Control group, they will lead normal life. Experimental group, they will be given yogic practices. For example, Jalaneti will be given, Tadasana, Magarasana, like that, some of the asanas we can give. Ujjayi Pranayam, diaphragmatic breathing, and also we can have Yoga Nidra practices. So we have to frame a module and we have to give for a certain period of time, might be 8 weeks or 3 months like that, 6 months like that. Then finally you conduct post-test, pre-test and post-test for all the 60. Now you find the differences between the control group and the experimental group. That means those who have done yogic practices, those who haven't done yogic practices, you compare those two sufferers, then you come to the conclusion whether it is yogic practices are good for coronaviruses, virus sufferers like that, or not good that much. You can find either this or that. That comes under experimental research. And also another concept is predictive research. That is, that will forecast future, empirical. So last year, 200 countries, they participated in that International Day of Yoga. This year, how many will be participating? After 5 years, how many countries would be participating? If we predict, then it will come under predictive research. Now, 72% of the yogic practitioners are women. Then after 5 years, what would be the percentage of women doing yogic practices? If you predict, if you do research in that concept, that will be known as predictive research. And also research, now let us come to that another area. Now what we have seen so far, meaning of research, need of research, nature of research, scope of research, then what are all the types of research. Now you may have developing your own interest in research. In which area that you have to do research, in which topic you will do research, which problem you will take, whether it is you are taking corona patients or you are taking cancer patients. So if you do like that, if you select the topic, if you select the problem, then you can go for research. The topic is known as problem. Problem is derived from a Greek word, probalou, which means anything thrown forward. Some difficulties the researcher experiences to obtain solutions. So how you will locate a problem? You have interest, but the whole world should appreciate you, if you select a topic. Then how will you locate the problem? How will you locate the topic? Professional reading. You have to read more on yogic practices, yogic books. Then you will come across why
Participants kindly wait. There is a technical issue. Will join shortly. Participant kindly wait. Sir will join shortly. Hello.
Hello, what happened, sir? Hello?
So there is a network issue, sir. Sir will join.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So there are two concepts that you have to understand: how you have to locate a topic, then how you have to select a topic. You can locate a topic, around 5 topics you can locate. Finally, you have to select one topic. What are all the criterion in selecting the topic? It should be related to yoga, because we belong to yoga department, yoga faculty, yoga field. We have to do only in yoga related concepts. It should be familiar and feasible, and it should not be overdone, because we should not copy someone's materials. We have to avoid controversial subjects. What I told, many of them, they couldn't find out whether yoga directly helps to overcome cancer. So that kind of controversial subjects you have to avoid. It should not be too narrow or too vague. It should have its own independent variable, dependent variable, and controlled variables. That means the topic should have yogic training. If we give training, which areas will be affected, how BP will be affected or will be promoted, or how blood sugar would react, provoke, these things that you have to find out. And also it should be relevant, important, and significant to the society. And we have to consider training, cost factor, time factor. Because, for example, MSc degree holders, you can do 6 weeks or 8 weeks. PhD holders, you have to do for 3 months minimum. At the maximum, you can have 6 months, you can do training, you can give. So we have to consider what kind of training we are giving. If we give 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 3 months, what would be the cost of the program? For certain things, you can't find out the results. For example, you take systolic and diastolic BP. Systolic you can find out within 8 weeks, but diastolic you won't find appropriate, correct data in that 8 weeks. So time factor also you have to keep it in your mind. It is needed for techniques and tools and the cooperation of the subjects we need. It requires creativity, novelty, and originality and utility for the society if you select a topic, and needed proper guidance and financial help. So these things that you have to keep it in your mind. So these are all the things that you have to find out. And what so far we have seen: meaning of research, aim of research, need of research, nature of research, scope of research, types of research. What do you mean by problem? What do you mean by topic? How to locate it? How to select it? So far we have seen today. If you have any doubt, you can ask now. The remaining things we will see tomorrow. If you have any doubt, you can ask now. Now, can you tell me, any one of you tell me, what is the difference between descriptive research and experimental research? Experimental research can also be known as explanatory research. Can you tell me the difference between these two? Anyone? You can unmute and you can tell. Yes, Deepak Matthew.
Sir, experimental research, an experiment should be performed, but in the other one, the experiment should not have to be performed. It is like obtaining the value of the case study, or like a survey method. It is like observing the frequency of population in certain place. There should not have any experiment, but in the experimental research, experiment is must. It is like a cause and effect relationship to find out the relation between independent.
What are all the things I told, you have to follow. Experimental design, you have to find out the relationship between independent and dependent variables. You have to test the hypothesis. You have to find out the cause and effect of the relationship factors, and you have to observe. You have to do what will happen if the variables are controlled or manipulated. If we give yoga, what will happen to BP patients? What will happen to diabetic patients, like that? So that comes under experimental research. Okay, thank you very much. We will meet tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very excellent, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Your class is very crystal clear, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Very much, sir. Thank you.
Sir, can we end the session, sir?